Hello and welcome to day 4 of the 12 Days of Amplify. Basically, we're amplifying some independent musicians' successes throughout this year because there's been a lot of bad news, but I have a little insider track to where all the good news is at. And it's in Amplify, which is in my monthly mastermind. So that's where all these musicians are coming from. And today we have Gail Gallagher. Welcome, Gail.
Oh, hello.
Hello. I'm so excited you're here. Where in the world are you? And tell us what's going on for you.
For sure. So I am in Chicago, and I am a singer-songwriter, composer, and teacher. I sort of have one foot in the theater world and one foot in the music world, and I just sort of blend all the worlds together because
like musical theater?
Like musical theater and improv and all of these things, yes.
Where's the drummer when you need him?
Yeah, I don't know. It's in my computer. It's fine. But yeah. So I just recorded my first album, put it out, "Power of the Unnamed Passion," which is a musical theater folk rock concept album, and I recorded it completely remotely in this lovely office room. Yeah.
So when did that come out?
It came out October 23rd.
23 is my lucky number. It's also my birthday.
And yeah.
Look at that.
That's what it looks like.
Look how pretty. Amazing. So you've had some serious wins this year, besides the fact that you recorded an entire record remotely. Share just a couple of them with anyone listening, musicians or otherwise.
Yeah. So it's been a journey of a year. So the getting myself to a place where I could just slow down and work on the album was its own win. I also found a lot of clarity on where I want to focus my energy. It's amazing the things that you say no to when you have to do them in a pandemic.
Yeah.
And sort of figuring out where I want to be as a teacher and as a performer. And also the win of meeting all of these musicians who are all over has been amazing. The win of being able to host open mics on Instagram with like my friends that I know through Amplify and other places, and like have those moments to check in with them. And the idea that like, yeah, we're not going out at bars, but like my release party was on Zoom, and like my in-laws in California could attend, and my friends all over could attend, and they could all bring their pets on camera. It like,
I mean, the pet thing is, I know it's even like part of your brand. So it's super important to be able to have, and most venues don't allow pets. So it's great.
Yeah.
I love that. So you've got to meet a lot of people. It's so funny to say like, yeah, I met a lot of people this year in the pandemic. You're not hearing that. I feel like the stuff that people are saying in these calls, these 12 days of Amplify, are actually just like the opposite of what I'm hearing other musicians out there saying. Like, it's kind of remarkable. So I'm super psyched. So you said you are hosting songwriting circles or open mics, you said?
Yeah, I did that for a bit. I have some ideas of how I might bring that into 2021 that I'm going to figure that out. But for a while I hosted the Sparkle Sessions open mic on Instagram, and that was like right when Amplify was in like summer camp mode, when we were meeting like a lot, 5 days a week.
Summer camp mode. I love that. Summer Camplify.
Summer Camplify. Yeah. Well, no, like the awards that we did at the end of the week were like we did those at the summer camp that I worked at. So I was just like, okay.
It was very summer campy. It was like a posted award at our last, like we had a concert every Friday. Now we do there's a concert the last Friday of every month. But when we were in the summer mode, the COVID kind of response mode, I basically like put an award on a sticky note and showed it that's just some math. But yes, so that was fun. And it was very campy. It was very campy.
Yeah, it was very good. But yeah, so that was really cool though, to get a chance to like meet people, usually for the first time, on these interviews online, and like get to know them through their songs. And like it's just been very cool.
Yay, I love that. You're very cool. I feel like, and you've been part of Amplify for a while, so we've gotten to see your sort of journey. You know, when COVID hit in March, I was thinking about this morning. I was like, we really kind of assessed together, and then in April we're like, okay, cool, this is here for a bit. We don't know how long. We lost some gigs, we lost some money, we like crap, like a lot of musicians, right, in crap mode. And then we pivoted together and like just sort of declared what we could do. A lot of people got over some tech stuff around live streaming and figured out the platform for them, if performing was a thing. And we all pivoted. And now we're like, what, 6, 7, 8 months later, and there's this thriving going on when so many other musicians are like, oh, I had a terrible year because of COVID. I'm like, but it's 9 months later. It's not new information anymore. And and it makes me sad. I'm like, oh, how can we get this kind of energy out there? Just one of the reasons I'm doing this 12 Days of Amplify, to see like, this is what's possible. So that brings me back to you and some of your wins. What's something that recently kind of showed up that surprised you? It was like, and when I say win, I mean like, it can be a goal that you set that you hit, or it can be something that sort of showed up gratuitously, there's magic. Like, what's something that kind of happened in the past quarter, a couple months, that you're like, yes?
Oh my goodness. So what's starting to show up more is focusing on, so I mentioned focusing on where I want to put my teaching, but realizing that I could start to focus my energy on working with performers who are wanting to write songs, and that if I start to say, hey, I'm doing songwriting coaching, have you been writing piles of lyrics during this pandemic? Like, let's work together. And like, I have a couple friends that I'm working with and teaching, and I'm trying to find more students who are like that. But I'm also getting a lot more voice students, and like I communicated to one of the studios I work through that my specialty is musical theater and writing, and I want more songwriting students. And so now they're like, this is a Gale student. So there's a lot more of like this is for you. Like, and I'm seeing a lot more of that show up as I am building things on the client side of things. And then also with my songwriting, so my secret mission that I'm gonna just say in public on the internet, but my secret mission is to write musicals and stories where there are characters that we don't necessarily see on stage. I think that there's very few musical theater roles for 30-something-year-old women who, like, their marriage is fine and they're just like living their life. Like, there isn't really musical theater for that. And when I put out my album, which deals a lot with grief and personal growth and all of these things, a friend who went to my release party was like, hey, these are the things that we normally see in musical theater. And I love that you're, handling things in the slice of life. And she said to me, like, I can never find audition pieces, and I want to sing a song about dogs. Like, what? Like, I don't want to sing about some man done me wrong. Like,
some man done me wrong. Goodbye.
Like all the men are fine. Like,
I love it. We are getting an entire new genre of musical theater from Gail, just declaring it out loud, because so it's happening. And the other thing I don't want to glaze over is like the first set of wins that you were talking about around just your studio growing because of the clarity you got around who you want to attract. And like, it's so specific, and it's that specificity can sometimes be really scary. You're like, if I'm so specific, then I'm going to exclude other people that aren't that, and therefore set myself up for failure somehow. But you're seeing literally the opposite. The more specific I get, the more aligned it is with me, the more my energy and vibrations, whatever's going on in the woo-woo world is totally working in the logistical. Like your studio owner is now sending you exactly the clients you want, exactly the students you want. And it's because it's so specific and you got so clear. And we're not just that you got clear, but you were able to articulate that clarity. And that I feel like is the basis of a lot of what we do in Amplify. It's like not just get clear, but say it out loud and practice it with each other so that when we do say it out there, it doesn't sound like people get it and then are able to act on it. Like this studio owner is like, okay, that's a Gale student. Got it. So I love that. Also, I just need to say that Rob Still is listening and he says that singing songs about dogs is good. So we need some more of that. Love that, Rob. So wait, I haven't even asked you, where do you want us to go follow you? Do you want to send people to your studio as a student? And if so, where's that? And can we also go listen to your album, and where's the best place to go do that? Tell me all the things.
Okay, so I'm going to send people to my website, GailGallagherMusic.com. And I would love people to get on my Gale Mail list. I have 4-song
Gale
bundle.
Mail. Pause.
Gale Mail.
Gale Mail. You guys,
Gale Mail.
How good is that? It's so good. Gail Gallagher is spelled GailGallagher, as you would expect it. GailGallagherMusic.com. And we're getting on Gale Mail. And what happens once we get on Gale Mail?
So you will get 4 songs, 3 from my album, and 1 is like a one-off theme song I wrote for my cat.
Okay, you wrote a song for your cat, and we get that song. I mean, we're signing up just to get the cat song, you guys. That's happening. Yeah. So we're going to GailGallagherMusic.com.
And some other stuff. But then also you'll get updates. You'll get stories about all the things that I'm doing. Any other special deals, all that good stuff. And I've got a lot of exciting things that I'm thinking about doing in 2021. And so I'll keep you posted on that there. So yeah.
I love that. This is a very easy thing for all of us to do, you guys. We've had every day in these 12 days to Amplify, all the listeners, whether you're a musician, if you're a musician, your homework is to get on the wait list for Amplify if you're not already, because this is a community you want to be part of. But your homework also, whether you're a musician or not, is to become a fan of whatever artist we're interviewing, because artists are small businesses. And this season we are supporting small businesses. So that's what we're doing here. So today our assignment is very easy. We're going to GailGallagherMusic.com and we're signing up for Gale Mail, and we're going to get some cool stuff because of that. Like, we're actually the ones winning in this deal here. So this is exciting. I'm excited about this. Gail, you have such great energy. And also Fiona Jane's listening all the way from the UK, and she says, yay, accountability buddy. So I'm guessing that you guys are in the same pup or
yeah, we're in the same pup, and we have separate meetings sometimes, and we're being accountability buddies. But yeah, Fiona Jane and I are gonna like go on adventures when I can get myself to London. Like
musical theater adventures. I love that you kind of find your people in this group, and I love that you've connected. And I was like, oh, musical theater, and there's a couple more musical theater people, and it's really cool that you guys are accountability buddies. Yay, I love that so much. I didn't even know that every day I'm learning something. And I always need to explain, when you hear the word pup in the context of Amplify, it's a power up pod, and we do also like dogs, and we have some mascot dogs in Amplify, but the pup is a power pod. It's a small accountability group, a subset of Amplify that really gets to dig in with you in what you want and make sure that you get it. So love to see the pup support here. Anything else that you want to share before we let everyone go? Rush to your website, GailGallagherMusic.com, and go sign up for Gale Mail.
I think, well, if you haven't heard the album, you should definitely check out the album, Power of the Unnamed Passion. And you should listen to it like you would a musical theater soundtrack. So don't just listen to like the first 3 tracks and then bounce. Like it's structured as a musical, which means there's an act 2. So yeah. So if you have to go to the bathroom during intermission, make sure you come back. Well, intermission, the dog song is the act break. But it is structured in such a way that it's gonna take you on a ride.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We're going to listen to the record. You are such good energy. I'm so glad that you're part of this community. We are all lucky to have you around. We really are. And I'm excited for what's coming next, not only for your students and the improv and all the stuff that other musicians and singers are going to get to learn from you, but also your next music. Because I know this record is just the beginning, and I know you just released it and you got to do all the things. But yeah, I'm excited for you.
Yeah, I'm super excited. You just wrapped that up, but can I tell you what my secret plan for the album is, though?
We already got a secret plan, and now we have a secret plan. Yes, that was a perfect wrap up, and let's keep going. Tell me the secret plan.
No, I'm developing it into a solo show that I want to tour when things open up again.
Of course you are. You and Fiona Jane are going to swap solo show venues. You're going to be taking over the world with your solo shows.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, but those are the plans. So yeah,
these are the plans. These are big plans. This is why we need to get on Gail Mail so we can stay up to date with the plans. Love it. Gail, you are a delight. Thank you so much for being here and sharing these wins. And I hope any musicians listening are super inspired and just seeing what's possible. We do not need to be in doomsday land all the time. It is nice to come up for air. And Gail is the sunshine in the air that we're breathing at the current moment.
Oh, yes. Only when I'm on the clock.
When you're on the clock. Got it. I love it. Well, thanks for being here. And I'll see you in our Amplify call.
All right. See you then.